Hello, I'm Sarah. Welcome to my podcast where I chat about sewing, crochet, knitting, things I've been making. It's been quite a while. I think it's been several months since my last podcast and I kind of lost my making mojo a little bit. But I have got a few things to share and I just thought I just need to make the most of today and film a video. I hope you're all okay. Thank you for hanging around waiting for me and for any messages that you've sent. Thanks for asking after me. So let's get on with the podcast. First of all, I'm going to give you a bit of an update on my daughter's university blanket. I think I've done about 20 rows more since I last shared this with you. This is the Spicier Life crochet blanket by Sandra Paul from Cherry Heart. It's lovely, it's really lovely. I shared this on the last video. It is getting quite long now. I think last time I showed you, because I remember talking about these little bobbles, I think I was about here in the green. So yeah, I have done quite a bit more. It's so interesting. Every little row or every few sections of the pattern are different. Now, I've said last time I have had an issue with the number of stitches for some reason. I'm definitely, one side is straight and one side is a bit wavy, especially down there, but I am going to rectify all of that when I do the border. It won't be noticeable, but it is a beautiful pattern, lots of texture, lots of interest, not difficult at all. I am using 5 colours, I think, compared to Sandra's pattern has lots of colours, but I just wanted this kind of selection of, it's kind of a bit of a beachy vibe, isn't it? You know, I've got parchment, I've got this lovely colour at the minute, I think it's called tea green. I've got a storm blue, a mallard blue, sage green. So yeah, it really all blends lovely together. I've still got a little bit to go, as well as all the border and the edge, but I haven't worked on this for a little while. So my daughter's going to university kind of end of September, so I've still got time. I'm glad I started it at the beginning of the year. You never really know how you're going to feel, do you, when you're making things? Sometimes things, you know, get made very quickly. Other things take longer. But yeah, I'm really, really happy. In fact, I'm just going to stand and kind of show you it. It's not a wide blanket. I think it's meant to be kind of single bed size, but again, when I add the border, you know, that will create it, you know, make it a bit bigger. So yeah, highly recommend that pattern. It's a free pattern. Yeah, lovely. And my daughter is aware of it. She knows about it. Yeah, she's happy. She's got quite a few blankets that I've made over time, and I imagine she'll be taking lots up, but I really wanted to do something specific for her going away. Yeah. Okay, the next thing I've been working on is the Hexi cardi. I've never made one before. I'm using this lovely yarn. I've never used this before either. Batik Elements Swirl DK weight from Stylecraft. It's really lovely. Lovely to work with. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Now I'm using a 5mm hook and I'm still on my first hexagon. Now it's quite a sunny day today, so I'm hoping you can see these colours okay, because it's really lovely. And for anyone that's not made the Hexi before, you turn the hexagon into this kind of shape and that creates your sleeve. I think that's the way round. Or is it that way round? Oh, I can't remember. Looks wrong, doesn't it? I think it's that way round. You create one for that side and one for this side, and join them. So yeah, it's not big enough yet. It still looks like it's ready for a child rather than an adult. I probably am going to have to get some more yarn. I think I bought, 5 balls. I'm on my second ball at the moment. Yeah, so this second ball will probably create enough to make it big enough, but I think I'm going to need another ball of yarn to join and to maybe add length to sleeves or to the body. Not sure. But yeah, that's again really easy pattern. Craft and a Cuppa has her free tutorial on YouTube. I think the tutorial is almost like she's making it. It's quite a long tutorial, so yeah, I must go back and watch that, and because she talks about the sizing. But yeah, that's an easy go round and round type project. Enjoying that. I just haven't really been working on it. Now, one thing I have to show you is something I have finished. I think I was chatting a bit about that last time, about using some unspun yarn. Now, I can't pronounce the company. Let me just see. It's Nutiden yarn. And I can't remember what the company is called, but I will link it all below. And this yarn is unspun. It's really soft. It smells beautiful, but you have to, it comes in plates, and then you wind it to, I'm just going to show you this. It is so fine. It's like that. It just falls apart. It's like cotton wool. So winding the ball, that was probably the hardest part. You can't kind of yank on it because it just splits, but you can easily join it together again just with a bit of wet and or even just rubbing. You know, you can, it's back in place again. So I wound the balls into these 2-stranded balls, and then I have made the Gro Shawl, and that's by Fibre Tales. Now, I made this I did a bit of a knit along with a couple of friends. I've never worked with unspun yarn before, so it was interesting. But in fact, when I was knitting on it, it didn't split. I think it split once where I had to kind of join it together. But otherwise, yeah, once it's joined, it's very strong. I'm just going to go back a little bit to show you. So it's a triangular shawl with a little bit of textured detail at the bottom. You start on this bottom row and you're decreasing along this triangular edge, so it gets quicker and quicker and quicker till you get to the top. As you're going along, you are creating these braids as well, which is a lovely feature using a crochet hook. That was enjoyable to do. I did find the pattern part a little bit more tricky. I mean, it wasn't, you know, I managed it, but I was glad when that bit was over and it was just plain knitting. And it is just knitting, so you've got all your garter bumps. I've still got this amount of yarn left, and obviously I couldn't make it any bigger because it was as the pattern is. I was decreasing and it was getting shorter. I probably could have got away with making it on bigger needles, and that might have made it a bit bigger and a bit looser. It's quite long, isn't it? But when I wrap it round, I'll just show you. Yeah, there's not loads of tails when I kind of wrap it, but it is lovely, isn't it? That would be perfect. And I really like shawls that kind of cover me all at the front. It's in a lovely dusky pink colour, but it's all very natural. There's little bits of, I'm going to say straw. I think I saw a bit a minute ago, maybe. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of straw in there, but yeah, it's lovely. Now I've blocked it, I soaked it in wool wash and then hung it on the line along the triangular edge to kind of really get that straight edge. There is a tiny bit of a prickle, but it's so warm. Warm, but as light as a feather. So yeah, really pleased with that. Look at these braids. Yeah, the braids are created by doing, and I can't really remember what I did now. There might have been some pearls, and then you go back to it and you have to unravel the whole section and then pick it all up to create the braid. But it was good fun. Yeah, I liked it. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I have now made something out of unspun yarn, very sheepy, very woolly, very unprocessed. Yeah, it's a nice feeling. And even though we're in June, I will be looking forward to wearing that when it's colder later in the year. But look, you can see how, oh, it's so, yeah, so squishy. Lovely. So that is it for knitting and crochet. I have still got, let me just see, I've still got 2 socks on the go. The Wiget socks, which I made one of, and the Mercury socks, which I've made one of. So it's just, yeah, in fact, I am going on holiday soon, and I thought I would take one of those socks with me. So to have to just make one sock and then have my pair, that will be lovely. So they're still in the making. And also, no, that's it. Yeah, so that all my knitting and crochet is that, the blanket and 2 socks that are waiting to be finished with the second sock. So you can see I haven't really been making much. Yeah, and I've got my Hexi cardi as well. But what I have been doing over the last couple of weekends, I had a real urge to make some dresses. I gave some of my dresses away to a friend. Some of my dresses were getting a bit tight and she needed something new for an occasion. And I said, oh, just try some of these. And it made me so happy. She came into work one day wearing one of them and she looked lovely. So it felt good to kind of get rid of the things that are tight and create some new things for myself. So I've got loads of fabric stash, you know, from every time I've been to a knitting and stitching show or fabric show, I've bought fabric. So it was a lovely way of using some of the stash. So the first dress I'm going to chat to you about is the one I'm wearing. Now this is the Cassie dress by Emporia. I've made this a couple of times before. It is such an enjoyable sew. You can also make it into a strapless version, but I make this version. And this version is, the bodice is all in one. There's no set-in sleeves. So when I've made these in the past, I've found that I've made the top too tight, but the skirt is too big. So I did it the other way round for this dress. Let me just have a look at my notes. Yeah, so for this dress, I made a size 16 skirt and added some pockets. And then I cut out a bigger bodice. And I also added extra length to give me a bit of a longer sleeve. The fabric of this dress is broderie anglaise, but with this beautiful floral print. It's very pretty, very see-through. I bought this at, I think it was the Knitting and Stitching Show in Islington. I'm going to stand up and show you the dress. It's very thin, so it's quite see-through, but you can see there's not much shape to it. It is just, you know, a kind of t-shirt shape. I'm really happy with where that bodice ends, just under the bust. And I'm really happy that I've made the top a bit bigger, because I think the previous version I made was just a bit kind of tight here and tight around my sleeves. But this just feels loose and lovely for summer. This is a 2-tiered dress, and the pockets that I've added, it's not in the pattern, but just fit perfectly in that first tier. And just when I put my hands in, it just feels like it's a perfect fit. Now, you know, it's still big. There's lots of material, but I don't feel like it looks too big. I feel like it's just a lovely loose summer dress, you know, when it gets very hot. This will be lovely to wear. I just need to get different colour underwear so you can't see my knickers. I'm just going to turn around and show you the back, just so you can see. But it is, yeah, it is lovely, lovely and floaty, and such pretty material. So that's the Cassie dress. I'm now going to stop the video. You won't know it stopped because it will hopefully all merge lovely, and I'm going to show you the next 3 dresses that I've made. Okay, so the next dress is this one, and I'm so happy with this dress. Now this is the Pansy dress by Rosary Apparel. This is lovely Janelle. She's got a brilliant YouTube channel and Instagram page, lots of sew-alongs showing you how to make things, and this is the second dress pattern I've bought from her. Now I really, really wanted this pattern. I mean, my favourite, all my dresses are, you know, bodice and skirt, quite kind of smock style, quite loose. Sometimes I put darts in, sometimes I don't, but I really wanted this dress pattern for these sleeves. Yeah, and I'm so over the moon with it. Let me just see if I've written anything. I sometimes write little notes for when I make it again. Oh, I just want to go back to that Cassie dress I just showed you. Yeah, I did add 2 inches to the length of the sleeve and 1 inch around the armpit. So when I was cutting the pattern out, I kind of made that a bit looser around there. And then my second tier of the dress, I added extra length. So I was just trying to use up all the fabric and make it a longer dress. I added my own bias binding to the neckline as well. Yeah, so I just wanted to, I forgot to mention those little notes on the Cassie. So yeah, so this is the Pansy dress. Now this fabric is Rose and Hubble. It looks to me like a Liberty. It's a bit like Betsy. Not that I've made anything with Liberty before, but I often see that and I just think, oh, it's so pretty. I absolutely love this. It's lovely cotton, quite I'm going to say lightweight, but it's not thin, but it doesn't feel stiff. Now, again, I made my own bias binding and it creates a tie at the back, which I'll show you in a second. But I'm just so happy with these sleeves. And also when I did the elastic, I really wanted this kind of look where it's sucked in, but it's not on my arm, you know, creating, you know, getting stuck on my skin. It just creates that lovely look. Right, I'll stand up and show you. So again, I didn't put any darts in here. I probably could have done with darts at the, like bust darts, but I didn't put any waist darts in. But again, it's loose, which is kind of what I wanted. I'm happy with where the bodice ends. The only thing is, I feel like, again, I often say this distance for me needs to be 5 inches. And if it's anything more, you know, it kind of goes off my shoulder. But I don't think it's, you know, it would be better if it was like that, is what I'm saying, rather than kind of hanging off my shoulder. But I'm not worrying about that. Again, I've got pockets in there. This is not 2-tier, I've done a 1-tier. I might just turn you sideways just to show you. A bit over here. Oh, you can't really see the length. Let me show you the back. Can you see the tie? I'm just so, yeah, so happy with it. It feels lovely. But again, it is big, you know, there's a lot of material here, and Janelle's patterns are, they do that for her. She does create a lot of fabric, so I can reduce the amount of fabric, you know, if I was to make it again. But what do you think? This whole thing for me, being overweight, it's like, do big things make you look bigger? Or, you know, that is the style, isn't it? It is a smock, it's loose. And often when you see, you know, adverts and you see thin girls wearing big, loose things, you don't think, oh yeah, they look bigger. So I'm trying not to think, does this make me look bigger? More, is this the style of the dress? Oh my God, look, I just feel so pretty in it. You know, it's just such a lovely feel. It's a lovely length, kind of mid-calf, Let me turn you around again. Now let me just share, what did I put on the notes for this pansy? So it says I made a size 14 skirt, and I did that because I know, again, the amount of material she puts in her skirts. So potentially I could go with less fabric next time, but the bodice was a size 16. But again, it's too big, isn't it? I need to chop away on the pattern piece, you know, that part of fabric. I'm happy that I didn't put darts in. That's fine with me. I don't mind that. But I've put here, next time cut out a skirt in a size 12. Really enjoyable sew. Absolutely love the sleeves and the bias binding around the neck. And I've put here, maybe make the front bodice a bit longer. But now I'm wearing it, I don't think that needs to be longer. I'm happy with that. Because sometimes when it's longer, it's not where my waist is here, but it just, I think being a bit higher gives you that illusion of a little waist up there. Yeah, so really happy. Rose and Hubble. I've since tried to look. I don't think Rose and Hubble have their own kind of site. I can't find it, but lots of shops sell Rose and Hubble and this beautiful floral in all different colours. I've seen a really lovely blue. Yeah, I feel like, oh, that's what I want to do. I do love the look of Liberty, but it's so expensive, and this is really inexpensive. But kind of giving you that same kind of style. Yeah, really pleased with it. So now I'm going to show you the next one. Yeah, see, I do feel like this bit is a bit big, but it doesn't matter. I don't worry too much. But again, when I'm making next time, that's the whole aim, I think, with sewing your own clothes, is trying to get that fit just right. So, on to the next dress. Okay, so this is my third dress, and again, it's Rosery Apparel's Pansy dress. I tried to make the shoulder bit a bit less, but I think I could still do it a bit more. I think I made a little bit of a mistake with my gathering, and next time I just want to gather it so all the gathers are right on the top. This kind of gathers around a bit more. This fabric is Merchant and Mills. I bought it in the sale at a stitching show. I'd never seen them at a show before. It's very light. It's almost like muslin. You know, it's just so light in this grey stripe. Sorry if it makes the eyes go funny. Now, it was cheap or in the sale because there is a flaw, and annoyingly there's this bit of a flaw here right on the boob. But also it's throughout on the skirt as well. But again, it doesn't matter. Again, I'm really happy with the sleeves. I did no darts at all. I made my bias binding, and I'm really happy with the way the material goes, you know, in a different direction. It's straight for the bodice, it's sideways for the sleeves, and that kind of diagonal for the binding. I'll just stand up and show. And again, very loose. Lots of material, and again, you could think, oh, is it too big? But I just wanted to use all the material and have something very loose and floaty for summer. Let me just kind of stand. I'll just show you the tie at the back. Oh, it just feels lovely, but you can see the floor. Can you see this kind of white line going across? But again, it doesn't matter. But this will just be lovely when it's super hot, but I've got plenty of room to breathe in. Now, when I made this one, let me just see if I wrote any other notes. Oh, I forgot to even write any notes. I think that's the thing, I was so enjoying just making it. But you can see straight away, I just think, yes, this needs to be shorter. The sleeves need to be a bit more gathered. I could possibly put a dart in, that might bring that material in a bit, but, excuse my hair, it feels lovely. It feels so nice. I'm absolutely over the moon with this pattern. Now, Janelle is based in Australia. So the two patterns I've bought have been paper patterns. I've not had luck with PDF patterns and printing them or getting someone to print, so I tend to always prefer a paper pattern, which does cost more, but again, you could do PDF and make it cheaper and print it yourself. But I just love this because I've watched Janelle for so long, and she shows how she kind of makes all of these, and she makes her own instruction booklet, which I'll just show you, which she uses a sewing machine to stitch together. It's just such a sweet, you know, small little business, but everything is handmade. Yeah, and even just seeing her drawings, it's lovely. I'm really pleased I could support her and buy the paper pattern. It is a bit tight to get everything back in because I've got my pattern pieces all cut out as well. Just put that in. Okay, so that's dress number 3. I've now got one more dress to show you. Hold on. Okay, so this is my 4th dress in a beautiful pale blue, again, broderie anglaise. Now, I've had this fabric for years and years. I bought it, I'm 54 now, and I bought it before my 50th birthday, thinking I was going to make this as a birthday dress, and always felt a bit nervous to cut into it. But I'm so glad I've made it now. And again, now seeing this, you can see this is still too big. So yeah, I have definitely got to get that, either get that pattern piece and cut it so it's perfect around my arms. I'm really pleased with the sleeves. I said I'm pleased. Let me just make sure it's in the right place. I kind of gathered a bit more on the shoulder. Again, this is another Pansy dress. So let me just stand up and show you. Again, no darts. I've done this a little bit longer in the bodice. But it's still kind of higher than my actual waist, so hopefully it's flattering. And this fabric is heavier fabric, so it doesn't feel like it's too big. Just feels lovely and loose. I'm loving the sleeves, you know, right at that point at my elbow. I think that's really flattering, you know, really pretty. I'm going to turn you around, see if you can see more of it. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I'll show you the back. Yeah, I just think it's so pretty, such a pretty style, a lovely fabric. But like I say, now I'm examining it more. It definitely could be smaller, or I say I could have darts. I might even do that next time. Let's put some darts in and just see if that makes a difference, as well as cutting this shoulder bit. Oh, it's very hot in here. I've shut the doors because again, it's so noisy with the train track and motorway, but it's a bit warm. Anyway, what do you think? They're not perfect, and everything I make is never perfect. But I suppose the thing is, you've got to make things that make you feel happy. And as soon as I put these dresses on, I do feel really happy and confident. I forgot to mention, but that Merchant at Mills dress, I did do a sew along video for that. So if you fancy just watching me sew it and make it, feel free to go and have a look at that video. I might link it below. I've done a few sew alongs. They do take a while to film, but I do think they're beneficial because you kind of get to see the process and any kind of mistakes that happen and how I rectify them, or just what I think about them when I'm trying them on. Funnily enough, both of these patterns are similar in their construction as the Cassie dress. You make the whole front and the whole back, and you sew them from this underarm, you know, the sleeves down to the bottom. So it's hard to try these on before, you can obviously pin them all together and then try them on before you sew them. But it doesn't always give that sense of what this is going to feel like when it's completely done. But it is such an enjoyable sew. It's so nice to be able to do that. rather than kind of fitting in sleeves and fitting the bodice to the skirt, you know, in the round. So it's a really interesting make. And similarly, the same happens with this. You attach the sleeves with the bodice open, so the bodice hasn't been joined at all. So you're kind of, it's a very different way of attaching sleeves. And again, I think I just need to get that a bit better. I think it's better than the, you know, it's making sure all the gathers are going to be at that central point. Oh, it's hot. So yeah, you attach the sleeves to this kind of semicircle shape of the sleeve head, I suppose, but rather than fitting them in. And then when you've done that, you do the same. You sew the sleeve together, the bodice together, all the way down to the skirt. So it's just such an enjoyable sew. I've made all of these dresses, one per day over a weekend. So I did one on a Saturday, one on a Sunday, 2 weekends on the trot. And they took about 4.5 hours to sew. So I'd cut them all out, so all that bit was done. So yeah, just to be able to make a dress in a day is a lovely, lovely feeling. And now I've got 4 new summer dresses I feel really happy with. But I do know that I can also make adjustments. That will be the nice thing. And there's definitely things I can do. I could have cut out a completely smaller size bodice, but even that, I would probably still need to make adjustments. So I think all I'm going to do is use the pattern piece that I've cut out already and just amend it to my size. I've got like shop bought t-shirts, and that's where I've got this I know the 5 centimeters is definitely, you know, from that neck to where my shoulder is. So yeah, so even though, like I say, it is a bit big, but it still feels nice. I still feel nice in it. Such a lovely blue. And even when I'm sitting down, you know, it just feels comfortable. All of those dresses I've made are longer, so you know, either mid-calf or a bit longer, so that's nice, a nice feeling. But yeah, I think I just need to get some skin-toned underwear to wear under the thinner ones. So yeah, I think that's it. So a little bit of crochet, a little bit of knitting, but mainly sewing. And does that happen with you in the summertime? Is it that it's too warm, or, you know, a lot of things I make are either shawls or garments, and, you know, I'm not going to be wearing them in the summer. I don't know what it is. I think you just go through phases, don't you? And ultimately, when you're making things, you want to be enjoying what you're making. You don't want it to feel like it's a slog. So it's nice to have a few things on the go that you can kind of pick between. But I am excited about casting on the second socks for the existing ones and getting those finished. So yeah, I might be doing that when I go on holiday. Bit of plain knitting. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope everyone's okay. Oh, look at this grey sky. It's going to be very changeable today. I think we are expecting thunder and lightning, but it's also quite bright. It's quite warm still, quite humid. So hope to catch up with you when I've got some more things to share, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.